Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. And yes, it is the day before fight night. Occasionally, I will do a video about a big upcoming boxing match. I like boxing. Now, this is going to be, I think, the biggest fight in boxing in many years. I know we have the upcoming Usyk Fury fight on, I believe it's May 18th. Maybe I'll talk about that a little bit. But right now it is Canelo versus Jaime Mungia. I got to tell you, I think Mungia is going to win this fight. Now, by the time these two fellows weigh in and rehydrate, or after they weigh in, which is going to be in a few hours, they're going to rehydrate. And by fight night, this is really going to be a light heavyweight bout. Light heavyweight fight. Obviously, everyone knows who Canelo Alvarez is. I think most people do. Most people believe he is the pound-for-pound best boxer in the sport right now. Some would disagree. Some would agree. Now, Jaime Mungia, this kid is the Mexican Thanos. He is a vicious, vicious fighter. Throws a lot of punches, can swat. The tail of the tape right now is Canelo Alvarez is 5'8". They'll probably be, in terms of weight, post weigh-in when they actually get into the ring, well over 170 pounds, both of them. I mean, Canelo Alvarez has fought light heavyweight multiple times, but this is a super middleweight bout. The records: Canelo, 60 wins, 2 losses, 39 knockouts. Jaime Mungia, 43 wins, no losses, no defeats, 34 knockouts. And none of Mungia's fights have been questioned. He has just obliterated every single fighter he has fought. Now, recently, both these guys fought John the Gorilla Ryder, British fighter. And it went 12 rounds for Canelo. Canelo couldn't put him away. Couldn't put him away. And Ryder gave Canelo a pretty good fight. I mean, obviously, I do believe Canelo won the fight. But Ryder gave Canelo everything he could handle. Everything. Challenging fight. Mungia put him away. I mean, just put him down a multitude of times and just snatched his soul and knocked him out. So what do you think? Who do you think's going to win this fight? If I was putting some coin on the fight, I would have to go with Mungia. Now, this is going to be a different fight for Mungia. This is obviously going to be his toughest contest to date. I don't think he's fought anyone with the capabilities that Canelo has. It's probably, I'm not going to say probably, I'm going to say this is going to be the hardest hitter that Mungia has ever faced. I mean, Canelo could catch him with a counter. That's what Canelo is famous for. And lights out. Does Canelo hit harder than Mungia? I I would say that's difficult to say. I mean, obviously, you go back to John Ryder, and I know it's difficult to compare and contrast when they fight the same fighter. I mean, obviously, one fighter could have a better night one night and not so good the next. But they both hit very hard. They both have very high knockout percentages. Mungia is younger. So Mungia is 27. And Canelo is 33, but I think those 60 fights are starting to catch up with Canelo. I mean, he's been through some fights recently, some very long, vicious fights. But I would say Canelo's still near or just exiting his prime. Well, let me back up. He's definitely not in his prime. I think Canelo has just passed his prime. And I think Mungia is at or just entering his prime. So this would be a hell of a win for Canelo if he can beat Mungia. And obviously if Mungia can beat Canelo, he is going to be the champion. But this is going to be a hell of a fight. This is going to be a war. And it wouldn't surprise me if it goes all 12 rounds. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But the condition of these two fighters at the end of this fight, if it goes 12, they're going to know they've been through a war. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. I'm leaning towards Mungia winning this fight. I like Mungia. I've been watching him for a long time. He's a really good fighter. But you can't count out Canelo. You really can't. Very good fighter. But we'll see. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? And then also, what do you think is going to happen May 18th with Usyk Fury? I can't call this one. This is a difficult fight to call. It really is. Both are very good. I think physically, obviously, Fury has height, has reach, has size. I mean, Usyk was a former cruiserweight. But again, very difficult fight in terms of predicting. I think some of Fury's last fights have been questionable. I think he's shown some weaknesses that Usyk may be able to exploit. But we'll see. Both are undefeated, and it should be a hell of a fight. But I got to tell you, I'm more interested in watching this Canelo Mungia fight. Super, super interested watching how this goes down. And then, everyone's watching, obviously the May 18th heavyweight fight. I think one of the best fighters out there is very, very little known, and it's Frank Sanchez. He's a heavyweight. Keep an eye on this guy. This is a good fighter, really good fighter, outstanding fighter, and I think he's going to have the belt at some point. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, Canelo Mungia tomorrow. I'm going to watch the weigh-in here in an hour or so. Tell me what you think. Have a good day.